An ode to cross country. Cross country season's over, and I may have only done it for 3 years if you count the COVID season, but I still have good memories with it. I started as a sophomore without any running experience. I knew I was okay with distance. I ran miles as a middle schooler in some middle school track events, and I enjoyed running faster than the baseball kids in the mile, but that was kind of all I had ever done. Then I decided, after a little bit of coercion from the coach and one of my friends, that I would join cross country in high school, even though I swore that would be a stupid idea to ever run for fun or for a hobby or for a sport for that matter. And yet I did it, and I don't regret it. Under Coach Jana, in my sophomore year, I didn't do too much. I was lucky enough to be nominated to be Newcomer of the Year, but that was just more luck and timing than anything else. I had a really good team around me. I got some good training in, but didn't really get the opportunity to push myself too hard, get to be able to develop myself as well as I could as a runner. But then junior year came. And junior year, I expected to be probably the number one runner on JV. Nothing big, but nothing small either. It would have been cool to be winning races and stuff, which was my goal going into the season. But then it kind of took a turn. I got lucky. I got a lot of natural speed, and so with the training that Coach Shoutout brought, our new coach, I was able during COVID to get so much faster and so much better than I would have ever expected that I was a varsity runner, which came as a surprise, I think, to everybody. I don't think Coach Jana left a great word about me. Obviously, I have potential and I'm a good worker and all that, but I don't think there was much about me being actually fast that went into a scouting report for Coach Hirota. So that was probably really a good surprise for the team. And quickly I became one of the better runners, which was also pretty cool. And then eventually ended up being number 2 in a race for league finals, only behind Jake Hirota, who is just built different. He's just magnificent at running. So it was cool to run behind him. I was able to get all league that year and was able to be nominated as captain, which was probably the best moment of my cross-country career because captain gave me the opportunity to be who I wanted to be in cross-country and who I wanted to see in cross-country when I was a sophomore. I came onto the team and there was, a split between the fun captains and the captains who really got the work done. And the fun captains ended up kind of fizzling out near the end. He was just an odd character, Kyle, and so by the end of the season, he was kind of gone, and I wanted to see someone who was fun, but could also have success because all the fun captains usually weren't that great at running. They were just there, and coach respected them enough to where they were able to kind of have fun and be a captain, but mostly for the leadership role, rather than actually leading by example as well. But I took that as an opportunity to be both. I wanted to be someone you could look up to, not only for your running, but because you're a fun guy and you can manage being both at the same time. So I took that seriously, and then coming into senior year, that's when I took it the most seriously because all of a sudden we were able to have everybody out. Everybody was able to run in one cross-country camp, which was so cool because last year, junior year, had been really all COVID-related stuff. A lot of our runners just didn't show up, primarily for safety reasons, or maybe sometimes they just didn't want to. But in the end, it was kind of sad because we couldn't see all the runners we wished we could have seen. But then we were able to get to the senior year. Senior year, everyone showed up for cross-country summer camp because coach said, you don't show up for summer camp, you're not on the team. Which was actually really fun because that made me interact with all the freshmen and all the sophomores before I had 6th period. Because for those of you who don't know, I have a full academic schedule and then I get to go do my sports. So I wasn't gifted the chance to interact with freshmen, and as a captain who wanted to increase interaction with the lower levels and try to get people excited and be a family, it was important to me to be able to have summer camp as that opportunity to interact with them, make an impression on them, make them realize that the team is something that they're going to want to be a part of through their high school career. Set some precedents as just cross country isn't just a running sport, but you can have fun with it. You can do as much as you can and you want with your life while also doing cross country instead of having to sacrifice things like some other sports. Baseball's kind of like that, it kind of they kind of expect you to take baseball as a priority over other things in your life. Cross country isn't like that, and I wanted to establish that for the kids. And luckily, I was able to. I ended up running at 3 o'clock every day and didn't get to interact with as many freshmen as I'd like. But for those who I did get to interact with, it was awesome. We're like a big family in a sense. And that's something that I'm going to miss with cross country. Originally, I didn't think I would miss cross country. I'm not big into running in the sense that running's my life or what I really want to do with my free time. But it was nice. It established discipline. Obviously, I had to wake up early, eat better, obviously run, which was already discipline in and of itself. But it ended up being a family, ended up being a really good team environment. And as cross-country meets came and went, everyone would get more excited. They'd follow my lead. They follow Jack's lead. We'd be able to get that energy up, get everybody really pumped up before their races, get them pumped up for the varsity races, being able to make it a big competition. It was all so much fun. And that's what cross-country came down to be. It was fun. I was able to get respect as a player and as a captain from the coaches, as they knew that my life wasn't just cross-country. They were able to understand that I've got much more on my plate. And then all the freshmen were able to kind of look up to me as someone who is enjoying their life and not just a runner, which we had a lot of on the varsity team. There weren't too many people who wanted to be loud and fun and colorful. And so I think being able to establish that you can be in cross country was great, because now we've got a big freshman class who understand that cross country isn't just a bunch of runners, but you can have fun, you can be colorful, you can be fun, and go do the varsity dance battle and make all sorts of fun traditions. And I know I said fun a lot, but that was kind of just what I wanted to bring into the cross country team, because that wasn't there my junior year, and it wasn't quite there my sophomore year, except for kind of the morons who didn't really take running seriously, but just had been there for so long that Coach Jana wouldn't want to cut them or anything. Plus, it's cross country. Nobody gets cut. And I'm going to miss that family. Being able to have the banquet after league finals was awesome, because league finals was a high to end on, but it felt good to have a concluding ceremony for cross country. I'm going to miss it. Not necessarily the running, but the family feel to it, the respect I got from the coaches, and truly just that environment in which we created. So I'm looking forward. We're going to probably have a pizza party where we're going to end up with one of our traditions of the plate awards. That's Ernesto's idea, so great idea, Ernesto. But overall, just wanted to say, cross country was a great experience for me, and I haven't been really able to voice it, but I love it. I loved cross country and the ability to make yourself better. Mentally, it brought me to a very strong place, because I was running on my own every day since everyone else had a 6-period athletics and I didn't. And so I had to really train myself. It wasn't quite as much of competition, which I run off of, but I had to work purely for a self-improvement basis, which made me a much better person, and I'm glad I was able to do it. And so, although I may have complained in the early beginning of the season about injuries and one of our coaches kind of being a lot, in the end, they eased up. They established that we are a good team, and we just have to work together to be the best we can be. And I was able to get through a little bit of injury, which I'd never really experienced too much of in my life, which was awesome, because it taught me a lot more about self-development and being able to mentally get past challenges. And once again, I'm going to miss the freshmen. I'm going to miss the younger kids who were a lot of fun, would rally behind us, would get excited when we got excited. They were quite honestly louder than the varsity team was when we won league, when we got the league championship. But yeah, I'm going to miss the team a little bit, the varsity team. We had some fun characters in there, and we had some good moments, especially in Fratellino's for the CIF dinner. CIF was a cool experience, and overall, taught me a lot. Cross country was more than just a sport for me. Taught me how to get recruited, taught me how to communicate with coaches, taught me how to be a captain, taught me how to be a good leader, not only through example, but through words as well. Being that vocal leader had never really been my role, but I had to take it on. And so this is kind of my time to say thank you to cross country for that. Without cross country, I would not be the same guy I am. And So I just really wanted to put out an episode to say thanks to it. I'm glad I was able to have the experience for 3 years. I kind of wish I had pursued it freshman year instead of doing football, just because, for all of you who know me, that didn't quite work out. I only mentally know football. I don't really like hitting people. But yeah, now it's time to move on to baseball. I'm hoping I bring that same energy to baseball as I did to cross country. And thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This is kind of a chiller episode. It just was something that I wanted to get off my plate, get off my mind, by being able to thank cross country for all it did for me before we head full on into baseball season, where now it's time to win league as varsity champs. All right. Thank you all. See you next time.